deep in the heart of Germany, there was this monastery, Hohenwart. And this monastery has a secret that a lot of people has been whispering for centuries, which is the head of Maria Rosenthal. This story starts in 1742 with Sister Josephine Rosenthal. She was just as all the sisters around the monastery, but one day a thing changed. She found herself pregnant. We all could thought that she was with a man, but a really strange thing was that she never had sex with another man. So what happened here? So the nuns examined Josephine, but even with all the examinations, there was only one truth. She was pregnant and she was a virgin at the same time. How could that be possible? It is impossible. But remember, nothing is impossible for God. The nuns were shocked because it was a miracle. They declared it as an immaculate conception. But doesn't that make you remember something? Who was also pregnant and a virgin at the same time? Maria. And Maria brought Jesus, the Son of God. Could this be a coincidence? We will find out. So Josephine's story has been spread to all the church. It even ended up at the ears of Benedict, and it was proclaimed as a sign of God. And then she was moved to a chapel where she could be prayed for. And then 8 months have passed. Josephine gave birth to a little baby, and that baby was called Maria. But sadly, Josephine died after giving birth to Maria. Maybe because of blood loss or another thing could happen, but she died at that day. And all the church celebrated the birth of Maria, but not by all of them. Why? Maybe because they were waiting for someone else. A man? Not a girl? And the council of Benedict was not happy with this birth. And then the church at that time decided to maintain a secret. They decided to say Maria died at her birth. So Maria was raised in secret. She was raised by nuns who believed she was really a sign of God. And while Maria was growing, she ended up having that thought too. Because after that, Maria inspired a lot of people around her. Not only people, but also Benedict, promoting ideas of faith, feminism, and even respect. And of course, her presence was a blessing for a lot of people, but for others, it was a bane. So she made writings exposing the church at that time, saying all the things she had to suffer, and not even Maria, a sign came from God, could even stop them. And it was like that all over the years, until the day she was 33 years old. A lot of things happened here, because a lot of people say she was killed. Maybe she was killed by the church. Why? Because Jesus died at the age of 33 too. Others say she fell gravely ill and she died from that. No one really knew what happened. Her condition remained a mystery. And after her death, she was preserved. How? Cutting her head and putting it in a box. And then it remained as a sacred relic. And then a lot of years later, in 1905, a scientific examined Maria's head, and he found something extremely rare. Maria and Josephine were hermaphrodites. Maybe that was the reason Josephine was able to impregnate herself. She made herself pregnant, and that was how Maria was born, because Maria had the same rare condition. And maybe that was the key. None of the nuns at that time knew about this rare condition, and then they ended up saying it was a holy birth.